Hillary Clinton will demonstrate her loyalty to the Democratic Party on the second day of its national convention. Despite a bruising nominating battle that Barack Obama won and after being denied the number 2 spot, the woman who might have become America's first female president will instead throw her weight behind her former rival.
Now, we were not all on the same side as Democrats, but we are now. We are united, and we are together, and we are determined. And now I ask each and every one of you to work as hard for Barack and Joe Biden as you worked for me.
Mrs. Clinton will hand over her delegates and some 18 million supporters to boost Mr. Obama's chances of becoming the first African-American president. And she'll do so later this morning. All eyes will be on her level of enthusiasm when she gives her primetime speech. Mrs. Clinton's ability to swing her followers behind Mr. Obama could spell the difference between victory and defeat for him. Polls still show that despite her repeated public support for Mr. Obama, many of her voters are still not convinced. Democratic leaders and supporters at the convention are, however, optimistic that she can unite the party. And for an update on the latest in the Democratic convention, let's join Simon Marks, our U.S. Bureau Chief, who's standing by with updates from the convention site in Denver, Colorado. Simon, today's convention is also dubbed Senator Hillary Clinton's big night, so can you take us through Mrs. Clinton's case for supporting Barack Obama?
Well, it certainly is Hillary Clinton's big night, Joanne, although, as you were noting, not the speech that she had been hoping to make at this Democratic convention when she decided to throw her hat into the ring and begin a presidential campaign that, as we all know, has ended in defeat for her and victory for Barack Obama. There has been enormous pressure on her over the past several days to offer unqualified support for Barack Obama's candidacy. That clip of Hillary Clinton's speech that we just played from earlier in the day gives you an indication of the tone that she is expected to strike when she comes to the podium here at the Pepsi Center at some point in the next 30 minutes or so. We have been briefed throughout the day by Democratic Party strategists, both loyalists on the Obama and Clinton side of the divide, and they have essentially been telling us that by the time this evening is over here in Denver, there won't be a divide. One top Hillary Clinton lieutenant told us by the end of the speech tonight, the campaigns will be together. Hillary Clinton believes the choice for the American people is clear. They must choose Barack Obama this November. And of course, Barack Obama's team will be hoping that the enthusiasm that Hillary Clinton communicates in the speech that she's about to make here will persuade those supporters of hers that have not yet lined up behind Barack Obama's candidacy to get behind him and unite this party as it prepares to leave Denver later in the week and begin what will be the general election campaign proper that gets underway after this convention and the Republican convention next week in Minneapolis.
So, Simon, Hillary has her role cut out for her today, but what's her political future after this convention?
Well, I think it's a very open question, Joanne, and there is some discussion of that behind the scenes going on here, because, as we know, Hillary Clinton was hoping to make a victory speech at this convention, was hoping to be anointed as the Democratic Party's presidential candidate. Instead, as things currently stand, her future is to continue being a member of the United States Senate from New York. I suppose it is possible that if Barack Obama were to lose the general election in November to John McCain, Hillary Clinton could run again in 4 years' time, although by then I think her political currency will be looking pretty tarnished and frankly pretty passé, so it's difficult to imagine that she's got another presidential run in her. It was F. Scott Fitzgerald, I think, who wrote that there are no second acts in American life, and that may well prove to be true for Hillary Clinton as she comes to try and decide what she's going to do next. But at the moment, her political future rests in the United States Senate. There are those analysts here who, reminded by Senator Ted Kennedy's very emotional appearance at the convention 24 hours ago, point to that as a possible future role for her as the sort of dean of the Democrats up on Capitol Hill. But her advisors say she's going to be taking a few weeks, if not months, to sit down, lick her wounds and decide what to do next after this convention's over.
Simon, talking about another Clinton, how about her husband Bill Clinton? He's due to speak tomorrow. What do you think his role is at the convention?
Well, his role also is to line up behind Barack Obama, and just as everybody is going to be very carefully analysing Hillary Clinton's speech tonight here, so everybody will be very carefully looking at Bill Clinton's performance tomorrow night here in Denver. Everybody will be trying to find any chinks in the armour, any hint of daylight between Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. If there is any daylight between the two of them, that will be exploited by the McCain campaign. But if Bill Clinton offers the kind of unqualified support that the Obama campaign is demanding from him, then that will also go part of the way to uniting this party as it continues in its convention here in Denver.
Simon, I'm sure all eyes on the convention and the speeches. Thanks for those updates. That's Simon Marks, our U.S. Bureau Chief at the Democratic National Convention in Denver, Colorado.